Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you're having a fantastic day, week, month, whatever. Year at this point. It should be the new year by the time you see this. So welcome to 2023. Same as it ever was. Been a lot of talk on my channel lately. I'm doing a lot of Meatshield, talking about Meatshield tactic, talking about falling back, talking about dealing with the situation that you're given by your team, vice trying to force the square peg into the round hole. This is a great map for it, a classic map for this kind of thought, because we are here on Himmelsmalnovkadorf. Again, in my IS-2S, a lot of videos with this tank recently just because I've been playing it quite a bit. And this map is classic because quite often you can take a look at your team, the enemy team, and get a pretty good idea right off the bat how things are going to go. And I won't necessarily say whether it's win or loss, but you can definitely tell whether it's going to be a more difficult battle and whether you can do some things or not. Right off the bat, we've got an Oho, not great, very slow tank. A Suma, decently fast. An Iron Arnie, that's awesome, although they have one as well. But if you look at their side and you consider where the heavies generally brawl, up there at the mill, I think if you are honest and we all look at this together, we might come up with the idea that we're kind of in trouble. All right, all else being equal. Positioning matters, player matters, the wild card of the Artie chucking some in there matters. But if I look at this lineup, I go Oho, Suma, Barask, Iron Arnie versus Carnarvon, Emil, LIS, Iron Arnie. They have a huge advantage if just those four tanks from each team showed up at the windmill. So let's see how it works or where they start to go, because they are all starting to move. And my initial thought is I am headed up the hill where the heavies brawl to help win the heavy brawl. Coffee's nice. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nope. I stop. All right. Oho's not moving. Suma is out of there. He's like, screw it. I don't know what's going on. Look at all these guys headed this way. We have a KV-1S who's just wandering into the open. We have a Iron Arnie and a JP headed up the hill. That simply isn't going to work. If we get lucky and get on the hill and they didn't send anybody, okay, fine. But my tank, trundling up that hill, is not going to be able to turn and run. So for the moment, I'm thinking, hey, don't do this, Iron Arnie. I say, Arnie, don't. He says, hill. I said they gave up on hill. Oho hasn't even started moving yet. Guy isn't even logged in. Suma's, I don't know what he's doing. He's driving around in the trees. So he's going to camp. Got some guys going to the middle. And I just fall back, fellas. You know, in the past, I would have headed up the hill, seen what I could do. Unfortunately, that misses. You got to hate it when you think, well, he's going to back out any second. I got to take the shot. And he actually sits there long enough that you could have zoomed in even more. That's one of those gut kind of feeling things you got to go with. All right, look at what's happening, fellas. Look, they've just got, look at all their tanks headed up the hill, or at least in that general area. It looks like they're making a push. We have the Iron Arnie up there. That's it. The JP has kind of bailed out. He actually peaked the ridge there and lost a bunch of hit points for some moronic reason. Our Suma has decided to camp from the very beginning. Didn't even make an effort to go up the hill. There just isn't any reason to go up there. And I really am in salvage mode. I would love to be able to support the Iron Arnie back here. Again, not a great sniping tank, but if I'm up there, they're going to prioritize me first and kill me off and then take out the Iron Arnie. So the best thing I can come up with right now is hang out here, and hopefully the Iron Arnie will pull back. We'll get some spotting, and maybe we can whittle these guys down. Notice the Oho is just logged in, so he's just starting to move. He actually took a hit from somebody. Somebody lit him. We're down 4 tanks just like that. So the dudes who pushed over there all ended up dying. We got guys peeking and poking, dying right and left, and I'm trying to tell Arnie to run away. I'm like, dude, come on, man. Just get out of there. And I thought when I saw his marker moving, he was going to turn around and make a runner, but he decides to stay. These are all decisions we have to make. I've been in his shoes before. I've gone up to the place where I knew I needed to be, and I just said, whatever, let me just farm as much damage as I can. And generally, maybe that's not a bad idea for him. He's got a good tank for where he is, although he is now out in the open, and he's in big trouble at this point. You really have those two options, fellas, in this case. You could go up there and say, well, let's just try to make it happen. To his credit, the Yoho is finally starting to get up there, even though he was late to the battle. The JP, I suppose, feels like he can't get away or is doing the best that he can. But this is the exact scenario I was worried about. All those hold-down, good hold-down tanks. Carnarvon, Emil, 52 LIS, Big, or Iron Arnie. I was going to say Big Arnie. I guess that works too. We're just going to have trouble dealing with these guys coming over here. Our Arnie's gone, and it's really all over but the shouting. We're just trying to get some farming damage right here. I'm dealing with a crummy tank in terms of accuracy. Trying to spam my APCR at these guys. I was sort of hoping I could get a shot on the 35. Or the T-34 85. Because I knew I could actually pen him. Get kind of a lucky one on that one. That surprised me a little bit that I got 345 off of the LIS. And now I'm just hitting the ground. We're just going to hang out and farm, guys. This is the best we can do. The team is in big trouble. We're down 3-7. Taking those shots. I'm hoping that the Suma and the rest of them can last as long as they can. Suma, I don't know why, pushes in, right? I mean, the guy decides to farm or hang out here in camp. And then as soon as all this starts happening, he pushes up into the worst possible situation. For the moment, he's giving me spotting. But I just, it's hard to comprehend, man, what's going on in people's minds. Carnarvon is up there. I'm going to try to sneak one into his lower plate if possible. Nope. Suma's getting wrecked. We're down 8-3. And I'm starting to think about, all right, everybody's dying here. Let's see if we can sneak one more. Oh, no, he made an angle. Let's get a shot on him if we can. Oh, armor not hit. All right, a lot of people like to stay right in this area, but we don't have enough snippers to make that happen. So I'm going to actually bail out of this and make an even further run. And I just got rid of my HUD there for you. We're going to back out, see if we can maybe get a cheeky shot. If I stay right here, actually we get one on the Nashorn. I wish I'd have been smart and gone to HE right there. I could have used the intuition, gone to HE, and zoomed in at the same time, and I think I may have even one-shot that guy. So you've got to make the decision where they're going to hang out in this spot, because once you're lit, I'm high enough up on this ridge, I'm going to get hit by about 100 people. We'll just keep backing out and try to get shots on these dudes. Take a shot in there. Here comes Mr. Iron Arnie. Long reload. Let's see if we can get another shot on this guy. Maybe a little more of hit points. There we go. Oh, dang it. Not quite the side of the tank. That is a bummer. Backing out of this thing. We're in big trouble now. See if we can get one more shot on somebody. We're going to be lit any moment right about now. Gun depression. Struggling in terms of that. I can't quite get my gun on anyone. Are we going to get a shot? There we go. One more on him. Keep backing up. I think there's a blind shot in there. Maybe I get one more in here. I'm not sure. There we go. One more on that guy. And we've farmed in 1,958 in what is an absolute romple stomp. Alright? Pretty common. You've seen people do what I just did a lot. But I wanted to get into a little bit of the decision making at the initial part of the game. I am a little bit, how would I put this? I'm a little bit torn on that. In the past, I would have headed straight up the hill and damn the torpedoes. If we lost, we lost. At least I got up there and gave it a shot. I could tell that everything's going pear-shaped. I still do that on occasion. I think if we had another couple tanks, maybe if the Suma, definitely if the Suma and the Oho had been alive and just pushed up with us, I'd have been up there. All right, I was already headed that direction. That's what I wanted to do. When I looked back and saw the situation, the Suma running away, the Oho not moving, I decided to fall back on that one. There just was zero reason really for an IS-2S to go up there with two other tanks, one of them being a Tier 7 TD, casemate TD. The whole thing just simply was not going to work up there, and as advertised, it did not. So possibly I could have maybe gone up there and got some damage. I don't think I would have got 1,958 because I would have been shooting at turrets with the 122 that is on the Russian tanks. So that's another thing I was thinking about. Like, great, if I go up there, I'm going to play hold down games with tanks that are well better at hold down games who are going to just perforate my turret because it's just not good enough to do that, plus the tumor on the top. All those things put together maybe just hang back. Now, a lot of times you can pull a game around by going to the position where I was. If you have a couple guys up there lighting and some more snipers behind us, but elsewhere in the game, my team was dying wholesale as well. So overall, I would say this was the best decision. At least I got 1,958 damage out of it. There you go. Maybe the true definition of meat shielding for some of you guys. Let me know what you think down below. What do you do in a situation like that? Do you just trundle up the hill, give it your best shot? Do you actually go maybe all the way around the other way? Perhaps you go down to the southwest and try to flank them or something. This tank doesn't really feel like a tank that would be good at that. Too slow, not enough camo, all that good stuff. But what would you do in that situation? I'm curious. Go ahead and put it down in the comments. That's all I've got for today. See ya.